AoE board control and fire that took place.
Oh.
Yes,
Just
yes,
call
there
us,
was.
just call us whiskey. We're the cause of and solution to all your problems.
He's not
Yeah,
wrong.
I vote Campier's choice for whiskey now.
That's Minnie putting it up. Thank you, Minnie.
Also, Star, I think you have more than 3 of 4 essence.
All right.
And
So, you guys are still on the ship, if you remember, on the docks. And the city was deserted, if y'all remember. And the only thing you saw was orcs. So, what do y'all want to do?
I'm assuming the town isn't like burnt out.
It's a ghost town, but no, it is not burnt down. Like, there is nobody out in the immediate area, and it is fairly quiet.
Here.
Yes. I mean, you haven't found out yet.
Oh no.
Are we? Release the tank.
Like a
Okay.
horror movie. Release the tank.
Dibs on the gunner seat.
By the way, this thing is light enough that they can pick it up out of the cargo bay with the crane. So.
I mean, it's probably not that armored, Mini.
The orcs have javelins.
Yeah, the orcs have javelins. We have a tank. I'm pretty.
I don't think the tank has machine guns, though.
No, but I'm pretty sure 40k mass combat rules don't apply either, and we have a gas pedal.
Yep. But you know, that got changed. Our tanks can just obliterate whatever it gets stuck in combat with.
alright. Arrear's gonna head back up and get in the driver's seat.
Oh, fuck, man.
Does it start?
There's a dynamite stick.
Yeah, I'll send you. Yes, we got 2 pairs.
The fuel tank is full of fucking black powder.
Khaki.
It runs on black powder.
I'm a black one.
Why they gotta be black, Waller? That's what
Literally
started this
just
shit.
literally just
Just
sounds
like
like
later.
fucking. Literally just sounds like a musket line firing every time you start the engine.
Hey, I'm
They
Minnie.
all keep running for cover, thinking
you
that they're being
streaming right now?
attacked.
I am.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm back.
The stream is up.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys can get the tank and if you want to push it, you can. I mean, also the crane is actually pretty heavy duty, so.
Big ship.
Yeah, I mean they used to hoist Germans
Mhm.
out of.
Alright. I'm
ships,
gonna
so
head to the crane, I
they're
guess,
not
and
the lightest of things.
or the crew can do the crane.
Yeah. Luckily, it's actually it's not hand cranked, thank God. They'd be there forever. But they do get it up and over and place it on the ground. It is on a piece of like plywood, so it wouldn't, you know, be at least a place to hook it up. You know what I mean?
Done a
So-
pallet.
Video.
Or like a pallet of some sort. Yeah.
Pallet.
And yeah, you want to get in it and try and fire it up, Minnie?
Yep.
All right, I need you to roll me a engineering check, sir.
Okay.
Oh no!
You should be good at engineering.
I hope so. He designed the tank.
Well,
I mean,
He stole.
kind of.
kind of.
He designed the part of the tank important for starting it up.
Actually, yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your stats right now. Give me a. Guess it would just be a straight engineering or intelligence check
All
for
right.
this.
Intel plus proficiency, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah,
Plus
Intel plus
skill.
proficiency.
All right.
So you'll add +3 to your dice. Roll this.
And then the +5 for the intelligence.
Well, yeah. So.
Okay. 13.
Wow.
I rolled
You
a
rolled
5.
like shit. Wow. Yeah, you go fire it up and turn the ignition switch, and you just hear it sputter and then just die. Yeah.
All right. I'd like to try it again. Inject more fuel. And do it again.
Sputters and dies.
Oh, great. You couldn't even give them properly working plans.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Anybody else, you can roll perception checks too if you're all watching this and
Oh my
trying to
God.
start this thing.
This dice is going to dice jail. This time I rolled a 4.
You can use roll 20 if you think it'll be better.
That is a 22.
Even with your +6 in perception, Minnie? You rolled a 4? How did you roll
No.
a 4 with a +6 in perception?
No, it's 10. I rolled a 4. It's 10
Okay,
with that.
okay.
I hadn't found it yet.
Okay.
Which, how did I have... Wait.
You have a +6 because perception is intelligence based or wisdom based, and you
wisdom
actually
based,
have a
yeah.
decent high wisdom score. So.
Yeah.
And you're trained in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't act like it, but you have one.
Yes, which is weird. Anyway.
It's only in certain areas.
Darius, you see Rear hop in, and he's like head first in this tank trying to start it. You just see his feet dangling in the driver hatch of this thing, and you just hear him you hear him turn it on, try to turn it on. It sounds like it's trying to kick over, and then just do. And it sounds like it's something is causing it. From what you can tell, the second time you start smelling something burning.
Can I look at the back of the tank? See if
Yeah,
anything is burning?
I mean, you look at the back of the tank, and it's pretty obvious the tank is on fire.
Maria, the tank's on fire.
What?
The back half is on fire.
He's gonna poke his head up.
Isn't Tommy though?
Uh-oh.
It is on fire.
Plode, get the bucket. And Plode's
And
gonna start his wee woo.
You start seeing like flashes, like almost like it's you smell smoke and burning, and you kind of see a flame, and then you start to see it flashing, Darius.
Is
like,
this?
It seems like there might be gunpowder somewhere in the vehicle that might be stopping it from starting. And it's starting possibly other things on fire.
Oh, fuck this. It's still got dynamite in it.
I didn't put that back there. I don't think.
Like Darius has moved away from the tank very quickly. What have you done, Scabbers?
Like the crew
Well, I'm
is
not
like.
making that sound.
Does this have a fire suppression system?
No, it does not. This
All right.
is no.
All
There's
hands
no fire
abandon.
Basic model tank.
Abandon the tank. Get out.
Cam, before that thing blows up, do you think you could, I don't know, manipulate some fire?
Put the fire out.
Would I be able to extinguish it if it's like down in the guts of it?
I mean, you'll see the flashes from like it looks like the gunpowder igniting. So you theoretically you could. I would say here it would need to be I will have you do a roll, like a contested roll for it, but you would be able to attempt it.
A second option,
A contested roll?
Yes. So basically,
Who's
you
it?
would
Contesting
roll.
against the ghost of fire?
No, you roll DC. You roll a D20 and just see if you can or not. It's just basically adds a little bit more difficulty. So.
Okay.
Remember your fire triangle, kids.
Stop,
Yes,
drop,
I
roll.
have access to one of that.
Darius has walked up behind Scamos and is currently positioning Scamos between him and the tank as a shield. You're fireproof, right?
No.
At least have a resistance or something, right?
That's a 20 without the 0.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to make it not explode at this point, and you are able to extinguish
Wait,
it.
so a 2 is enough?
I was gonna
Yes.
say.
Yes, it was. I rolled a natural 1.
Yeah,
There
so
you
we
go.
know what
Wow.
Waller rolled.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 1. That's why. So.
Oh. God damn it.
Luke!
I mean,
Right.
it looks. It is like. It's super like.
With
This isn't your best work by far, but it's somehow it's
It
out.
apparently got the job done?
Yeah.
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 So it's out.
Oh yeah, it's out.
We're just gonna go to the back, pop the hood, and
You just get a face full of smoke and soot, and
Yeah, you get
just...
fucking pillow.
Yeah.
Why are you in blackface?
We really are going
Kinda
to get this
racist.
channel taken down.
God.
Yeah, Rear, you are getting a face full of smoke from what's left. Yes, the Ewoks are coming.
The Ewoks are coming! The Ewoks are coming! Run away!
By land! By land!
Can I tell if it's all burnt off?
It's still smoking, so no, not really. I mean, there's still residual stuff that's still trying to escape the engine.
I look for the manual crank to basically
Internals.
feed it through without actually having the thing ignite.
Okay.
Do I find it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and start cycling it to basically get the
Clear it.
clear it out.
So you're able to clear it out, and you notice that there was one of the where you located a. It wasn't even a stick of dynamite, like sticks of dynamite. It was legitimately like barrelfuls of dynamite that they hid in the armor that had leaked through into the engine compartment.
Huh. I'm gonna am I near like a bucket or something?
You're on a dock.
You're on a dock.
No, I mean, is there any like container beside me, or something like that?
There's boxes. I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and
if you want to
move-
acquisition some of those boxes, you surely could. Over
God knows what's inside the boxes.
Yeah, I'm gonna move one and dump. I assume this has like a port where once I manually crank it, it's kind of flowing out from.
I mean, you're gonna have to pull.
It's gonna be the exhaust.
You're gonna have to clean the whole engine and maybe rebuild the whole thing, depending on what happens. So.
Once you cycle it, it will go back up. It just needs clean fuel to go into it, and then
We'll find out.
we shall.
You're arguing with an engineer, Waller.
I know.
Well, if this were a modern engine, it could not really. It would have to be cleaned out, taken apart, and all that jazz. Given it's an old engine, it might be able to handle that.
Maybe. Maybe. It's a big maybe.
What kind of military quality level contracting are we talking about here? Let me ask this first.
Porsche.
Porsche. So
Look.
It
Porsche's
tends to catch
quality
on
has
fire
been-
a lot.
I was gonna say Porsche's quality is called into question ever since the point they tried to give us, fake fucking shells.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cycle it.
Well, the quality should go up with boomsticks down there. So
It was this pre or post boomsticks.
This is
Pre.
his design,
pre.
but made by Porsche.
There we
yeah,
go.
it's pretty.
So one good, one bad, and then we'll see.
So
Well-
you cycle it,
Well, hold on,
and
though. The engine
Go
was
ahead.
your design, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
originally it had a rune engine.
Correct.
So you should know how this thing works.
Wait, no. Did I?
You
No,
should-
my
you
design.
designed-
Yeah.
your
Boomstick
design.
Did a runic engine tank.
Yeah, you did not use a rune
You gave
engine.
Yeah, Boomstick designed a runic engine tank. You gave Porsche a gas-powered tank.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right, because they
Or
didn't
this is a gas
have
powered.
the runes
You were
available.
the only thing between boomsticks and Persia there, so I assume you.
This is all on you. This
Okay.
engine is all
So
on
I
you,
know how
buddy.
it works. So yeah, this
Yes,
should be fine.
Yes.
This is a
Should
very
be fine.
simple fuel inside cavity, explodes when ignited, and it goes.
Yeah, a rear isn't
combustion
an
I'm gonna
actual
check-
like engine builder. Previously, I wouldn't think so. So this is all theoretical to him.
I'm gonna check the piston heads and the cylinders to make sure the
You're
actual
gonna have to
tubes.
take apart a lot of the engine.
Um,
Yeah. You look inside, and there is just gunpowder caked everywhere in the internals of this engine. It's just in every little crevice that it can get into. The thing, you open it up, and it's not the metal silver. It's almost black.
Waller really does not want us using this tank.
He does not know. Let's see.
Also,
I
this is
think
really old gas, so it's burning coal. Rolling coal is not that surprising.
Well, as long as the ignition process takes effect, once the fuel is injected and the ignition hits the first time, that's all
From
gonna be
looking
burnt
at
out.
it, it's
have
gonna
fuel
burn. You're
injectors?
gonna have some issues for a while because it's gonna have to burn off everything that's left in this engine. But once you get past that, it should be okay. At least that's your theory. So it's like kind of when you put diesel in a car, like a regular car that doesn't take diesel, and it still runs, but it runs like fucking shit. So
Like watching women
yeah,
fuck up with cars.
yeah,
It's fucking
basically,
fantastic.
it's what's
Wait.
happening here.
wait.
I didn't think a gasoline car could run on diesel.
Yes, it can.
Well,
we're talking about the
It
engine.
depends on how much
That's a-
diesel gets in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't
If
think
you
it
fill
can.
an empty tank full of diesel, it'll go.
Or no, it's the other way around. It's the other way
No,
around.
it's not. That's even worse.
No.
So a diesel engine can run on gasoline. It will run. It will tear itself apart unless you add oil as well.
Yes, that woman. Star. That woman.
Gasoline is
They,
spark ignition. Diesel is compression ignited.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, diesel
Basic-
will compress gasoline. Wait, let me
Mhm.
think about this.
Uh,
I believe
There's
Diesel
one
does
of-
not ignite as easily as
No.
gasoline.
No.
So gasoline engines do not like diesel at all. Diesel engines will destroy themselves if they get filled with gas. Ask
Mhm.
me how I know. One of my coworkers did that to one of our work trucks.
I thought it was like because I've heard stories of people putting diesel in cars and
It
they
just
still
doesn't go
run.
well.
It
Now
doesn't
there
go
was
well.
one guy who I talked to who he started to fill a diesel truck with gas, but only dumped in like a gallon in the entire tank, and it was like hard on empty. And then he went, "Oh shit!"
I got it.
And then he talked to a couple people, and they said, "How much did you put in?" And he said, "Only like a gallon or two." And they told him as long as he filled
the
it,
rest with gas.
rammed it as full as no, it was a diesel truck with he
Oh.
put a gallon of gas in it. And he said they told him to ram it as full as possible as they could with diesel. So he did that, and it actually it was an older truck, and it actually had a positive effect. Freaking cleaned the carbon
Yeah.
out of the cylinders.
So basically, a rear for your info, it's gonna run bad for a while.
Arir's gonna turn to Scamos and go, Scamos, I think I've seen you use that magic thing before, prestidigitation, I believe, where it cleans stuff. Can you
Yeah.
use that here? We just need the
Want to?
inside of
Yeah,
the tubes
yeah,
cleaned.
I guess I'll clean the tubes with Prestige.
Okay.
Unorthodox, but I like it.
Unorthodox. It's
that
it's mechanics with magic. It's great.
Is that like this fantasy version of engine cleaning by Prestone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Engine cleaning by Prestige?
I was thinking the whole
Prestige.
time, I'm like, well, I can have Cam potentially burn it off. And I'm like, that's not.
You had a choice of gauze or fucking
So
Scamos to Prestige.
you're able to
Doesn't Cam
clean.
have Prestige too?
No.
Wait, you don't?
Correct.
I
It is
don't
not
either.
on my spell list.
Pretty sure he just burns things clean.
Oh, well, okay.
So yeah,
Alright.
you're able
No,
to.
I
You're,
clean them the old-fashioned way.
I'm gonna.
you're able to. You're able to. Clean it up and.
Right, I'm gonna manually cycle some fuel just in case. You know, pump it through, make sure we're good, and then hit the ignition.
And
Okay.
power rear
Bang.
again. Rear is in blackface again.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Now, where are you
And-
doing this? Are you going back up to the front, or are you doing it from the engine?
If I can, I'll be doing it from the engine.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The rear has now been planted into the side of the ship.
Same as before.
Yep.
Okay, that'll be. 18.
By the way, rear, are you covered with gunpowder?
Oh, yeah.
Dynamite and gunpowder. Okay.
Oh no.
Face is just covered in it. I'm assuming
Hey,
it's just the smoke from it burnt
Someone
off.
prestidiged him real
Dang,
quick.
guys.
That's when we go, hey Darius, go long. You're gonna need to catch a dwarf.
18 on the for the final roll.
So you're able to start it,
I'm catching
and
a flaming dwarf. What are you on about?
as you get a
Hey,
like a
from
quick
the-
backfire from the engine from it starting, like it ignites like a couple of gas fumes, and it kind of like flashes like right in your face, and your beard now is on fire.
Has Plode arrived with that water bucket yet?
No, taking his sweet
Fuck,
time.
where did he go?
Yeah. He had to go find a bucket. He's trying to find
How
one.
fast is his
He-
beard?
he-
How
he
fast
comes
is
back,
his beard burning,
Master, there
Waller?
are orcs latched onto me.
They're just
I-
biting at him.
It's lighting like a
The oldie cannon fuse.
yeah, like a fuse, and it's kind of doing the whole fuse action, or it's just kind of running up his face really quick.
Okay. How big is a rear's beard?
I'm gonna
How is-
spit
how
on
big,
it.
How big is your beard, Rear?
Are you still in
Uh,
the tank?
I'm in the
His
back
beard
of
would
it
probably
with
be
the.
short
oh,
with
the
the amount
engine.
of fucking singeing he's had.
This is a good question. There can't be much of it less, so it's pretty. It's medium sized. But the left side is missing because that's already been burnt off from previous
How
events.
proud is he of his beard?
Not
Oh,
very.
no.
It keeps getting in the way for him, so.
It.
He keeps exploding.
Let's put it this way. It's not a full beard. There are patches of it missing. It
Oh.
lighting on fire is not an uncommon. It's not uncommon. So his.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have a fire drake helmet, which has, that metal plate to protect your beard.
He just spits on his beard when it lights, which he's
It's
currently
still-
doing.
He's spitting on it, and it's not working. All right, Scamus, what are you doing?
I'm just watching this happen.
Okay, you're just gonna watch it. Yeah.
I'm just watching this happen. Like,
You guys
it's
just watch
problem.
as like Rear is like standing like kind of has his feet up above like into the engine compartment of this thing. It fires. The thing's running now, but you start seeing smoke emitting from like where his beard is, and you start smelling burnt hair, and
All right.
it's
Fine.
not a good smell.
Arrear's gonna take
Uh.
his beard, basically pick it up and just put it in his mouth to put out the fire.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Alrighty. Let's see. That's gonna be a 13.
Okay, 13. Alright, let's see. You will take. You will take 14 damage for
Ouch.
putting your beard in your mouth for that. Put it
Arrear
out.
just spits it out and
And
goes
you
hot,
burn
hot.
your mouth. So,
How much was it?
Old
thir-
sizzle tongue.
13 damage.
Alright.
Or 14 damage, excuse me.
Okay.
Yep,
it's recorded.
basically. Yep. Alright.
Did it work?
I mean, it's out, but you burned your freaking mouth and your tongue in the process. So your
you're starting to feel a lot of pain, and you lost your taste buds, and you're smelling.
You're a level
burnt-
1 lizard. If you're a level,
You're starting
if
to
you're a level 1
smell,
wizard, you'd be dead.
yeah, like you're smelling burnt flesh, and like you're kind of getting that smell coming through your nostrils now.
We're just gonna
You don't
just
know if that's from your face or if that's from what you did with putting it in your mouth. That was probably not the best idea to do there, Rear.
we're just gonna just like do the I'm tasting something, but I'm not. Like trying to taste but can't. Hey,
It
Cam.
hurts. It hurts to talk, by the way.
Cam.
Was saved.
You don't happen to have some of that bark, do you? My mouth hurts.
Don't give him anything. He was being stupid.
Tank's running. Ow.
He almost sounds like Jar Jar Binks when he gets like his tongue
I don't
like
know, I don't
numbed.
know, I don't know,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
kind of similar to that
ah,
line. He's kind of doing that.
Cam's gonna like open up a ration pack and hand you a salt cube and say, "Suck on that."
Okay. He's gonna do it.
Good.
Wow.
That second, it's gonna
Ow.
be super painful. Yeah.
Cam. Ow. Never mind. Let's drive.
Like spits it out, and that hurts spitting it out even.
Did you not take a Hippocratic oath there, Cam? To do no harm.
Oh, what? What kind of oath?
We're just gonna pull out one of his potions of healing. His normal ones and drink that.
Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
2d4 plus 2.
Yep.
Seeing as he's not gonna ask Cam for another cube of salt.
You guys watching this? He's drinking it. What are you all wanting to do? What is the group wanting to do?
Well, I'm gonna find out what in the fuck happened
Cool.
to this town. You all are welcome to join me. And Cam's gonna go.
Yeah, you start walking. Where do you want to head to, Cam?
I will probably follow him just to make sure. that he
Just to
doesn't get
make
into
sure,
trouble.
And you
'cause-
said we're docked. I don't
Yes,
see
so-
docks here.
Where you guys landed, just for your guys' information, this area right here is a lake, basically inside the city wall. And because they use the airships, it's very similar to what you guys did with the river in Ashir, or not in Ashir with Alaron, but you guys can park like the docks are here, and that's where they would park them. So right in there.
So you're right
it's
next
not-
to the Night Rock. Whatever the Night Rock is.
A really weird colored rock.
It's just obsidian.
It's
It was too
it's
big
actually,
for them to bother removing.
Yeah, basically, it's literally it was something that's been on the island. It's very similar to it has like the same mystical story outside of other, with that, out in other cultures like Dragon Glass. They kind of inherit the same name, though it is obsidian, because it's exotic and only they have it. It looks weird, things like that.
Don't touch it, you'll lose a finger.
Pretty much. The library is actually over here up in the Pearlboro. It's actually, so the library, the way it works is it's the entrance is up here, but it's actually completely kept underground. You have to take an elevator, it goes down. It's very much like the salt mines. If you've ever seen those, they actually do a lot of storage. The reason the Dragonkin picked to go underground with it is it actually keeps the parchment relatively in good condition in colder temperatures and things like that. So that's why they went underground. So
Also, I highly doubt sea air is good for paper.
no, it's not. So that's the other reason as well. So this originally Crowborough used to be one of like the big, back in the day, like before Ashir was really, really big, before it came to Illyria, like before the island appeared. It's where they actually mined a lot of the quote-unquote dragon glass. And these are all the remnants of those mines, and they basically made the library and the remnants of the mining areas and stuff. So reinforced it, things like that.
By the way, presumably
Mhm.
does dragon glass have any actual special properties, or is it just obsidian?
That is a question, Waller.
That is a question. That is a good question.
Waller's like, shit.
Roll me. I want to know if you would actually know. I mean,
I
they
live
would,
here.
I know. Roll me a history check with advantage there, boss.
I love it.
Live here. Where the fuck my die went?
And anybody else can too. If he does mention the Night Rock or anything, you guys can roll that if you want. You won't get advantage, but he will because he lives here. So.
Sure.
Total of 20.
I guess because I'm accompanying him.
Mm-hmm.
What is this roll? Or,
History roll. Just one roll for anybody else that's not Cam. So
13. So I probably fuck all.
Cam,
21.
15.
Cam, you know that this can be used against certain hostile forces that have worked in Chaos in the past, or work within the Chaos forces. So it is, it's useful to that. In the First War, there was written accounts that they did use this to possibly stab demons and kill them. Like, straight up kill them. And Scamos, you would actually hear about stories of very jet black looking glass, used as a spearhead, killing loads and loads of demons, like, from your background as well. So, like, you notice that and you're like, oh, that's what this is. Oh, no.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, basically. What it does is it has some sort of it can cut off the connection to Chaos. At least that's the theory. They're not 100% sure how the science works on it, but it does something where it cuts off the connection that the demon would have to its patron or whoever they follow, basically. And without their power, they're basically nothing. So.
Does like the entire blade have to be made of it? Would an inlay work?
It would need to be the blades. They use swords mainly. Spearheads work. Arrows for a while. Like, this was super effective. It's super fragile. So like you only use it once and you're done. Because it would go in. It would probably break on contact. Because obsidian is not super strong. So
Unless you're playing Minecraft.
Cut like a motherfucker.
But it's super fragile. Now, if you do an inlay, you will cause. It's more like torture if you use like a little bit, say like on a blade edge. You can use it to that effect, but it won't straight up kill them. Like, it actually has to enter the whole thing, and there has to be enough of it to cause a disruption in the connection. This is part of the reason why when Ashir arrived, that it kind of changed the tide for a lot of things, and this is why the dragon glass obsidian mines were pretty much mined out as quickly as possible. It's super rare on the islands. This was like one of the only large concentrations of it. There's a little bit here and there, but there's not a lot of it that's been found. Now, you can look in other places, but good luck, kind of thing.
You said an arrowhead's worth is enough to
Yes.
kill a demon?
Yes. Well, or at least sever the connection to make them weaker, yes.
Because it entered the body, so.
Mm-hmm. It would be dependent on where you would hit with an arrowhead. If it's like straight in there where their heart would be, yeah. So.
Alright.
But yeah.
Was that like, if you're using obsidian arrows, that's the critical effect? You
Yes.
outright kill a demon.
Yes. You can outright at least kill their physical body. So they will get sent back, but It's dependent on what else you use with it too.
And it would
Like
take a
there's
lot of time
other
for them
things.
to reform
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
So.
Basically.
So it knocks them out of the fight for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to worry about running into that fucker tomorrow.
But yeah, there is an arsenal of obsidian weapons that the military forces of Ashur keep, like the guards, the guard units, but they only break that out in like when shit really does hit the fan, and
Demon times.
those are actually kept in the library somewhere. It's one of the secretive parts of the library that not a lot of people are allowed to go to. Because there's other sensitive things that are kept there as well. So
No wonder the demons have attacked. Shit.
So that's kind of that situation. Is that clear for everybody? Any other questions or for context or anything?
No.
Okay. What is Scamo's feeling when he sees the rock? And like the Night Rock is the only thing that they haven't touched because they're using it as kind of like it's one of the few actual monuments / wards that they have to like do a lot of different things that aren't the dragon gods here. So it is something that it is treated with reverence within the city, for sure.
It probably, having such a massive concentration of obsidian, seems it can cut the connection, probably stops demons just portaling in, so...
Yes. So, wherever they came from, it was in another part of the city.
Fucking forbidden soul.
Yes, basically.
Yep. Stops them portaling in, doesn't mean they can't get there by other means. So it probably would be an absolute agony to be stood in the city.
Okay. So
Go ahead,
sorry about that. I caught the back quarter of that because someone was yelling outside, and I wanted to make sure nothing bad was happening.
Okay.
E.g., he grabbed his rifle and was ready to roll.
You know nothing, Brexit.
I know everything.
Anyway, so Cam, with that information, Scamos, really quick. Obsidian, I don't know if you heard all that, the obsidian stuff. It has an effect on demons and demonkin.
Wonderful.
Basically, if there's enough of it, it will straight up cut their connection to their patron and will make them weak enough to be either straight up killed by the impact of, say, an arrow with it on it, or with, a couple slashes of a sword at that point. Like, it basically does, like, force interrupt. Connection interrupt. But it doesn't straight kill the entity, but it kills the physical body.
E.g., go reconstitute.
It's basically kind of like salt is treated in some cases for certain things, like for certain mystical...
Undead.
Kind of the same thing, yeah. Go ahead.
So it basically stopped them from coming through things?
It stops their connection to...
It stops them being able to warp into the city, and it probably disrupts them quite a bit while they're inside.
So it's
the city.
it's a barrier that stops them coming through.
A barrier, and
if they somehow manage to walk their way in or were there beforehand, their way. So basically, I'm looking at this and doing demonic cat hissing noises. This is what I'm
basically. Basically.
Just like...
just quite literally turn around, walking away like, nope.
Where are you going?
I thought you were in the car seat.
Are you getting in the tank? So he's rear fires the tank up. Is anybody else getting on the tank?
I'm literally walking back towards the ship. If there's that shit here, I'm not dealing with that.
Well, it's the only rock that you see. So,
how big is this rock?
It's probably
Is it big enough that it is making me feel physically ill to be around it? Because wow, that's a bad.
It's like within you're within an area getting radiation poisoning. It's kind of feeling like that.
Nope.
You get this weird sensation of metal in the air. There you go.
Nope. Turning around and walking back.
Does anybody else taste metal?
That thing is all I'm gonna. Fuck that thing, and I'm pointing at the rock.
Just don't touch it, and you'll be fine.
No, I can feel it from here.
Go around it.
We're also right next to it.
Yeah,
so.
you guys are standing right next to the thing.
Yeah, how far away do I have to get from it before I stop feeling the effect?
I mean, like 100 feet maybe. Like, you're still feeling it,
but it's not.
How far
like,
do I have to go away before I stop feeling it? Period.
Leave the city.
leave the city? Yeah, pretty much.
So unless you're gonna
Okay.
walk out the walls,
You can tell that Scamos is highly contemplating just getting back on the ship and not.
you're still in the city. You're still gonna feel
I don't
it. So
care. At least
Yeah.
if I'm on the ship, I don't have to deal with
It's
any
like
of this.
it's within like 200 feet of the ship, by the way. So you're still within like you're gonna still feel it range even if on the ship. So if you go further into the city, you might actually
feel it less.
be okay. So yeah,
What is
Until
the
there's more
problem,
of them.
Scamos?
I'm literally gonna point back at it again and go, "That fucking thing is."
I don't know what you mean. It's a big black rock.
Cam never bought into the stereotypes about it.
No,
Believe it.
Cam knows exactly what I can do.
Cam's just a piece of shit. That thing is the problem.
What do you mean it's a problem? Just don't touch it.
Just because I'm not touching it doesn't mean I still don't feel its effects.
like you're getting nauseous is pretty much you get like a very heavy
Is
dose
Cam
of
standing
nausea.
next to me?
Are you standing next to him?
I mean, you walked back towards the ship until you turned around. Well, no,
Right.
Cam started walking away from everybody first, so he's not by the rock. He is closer to it than you are, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, if I'm feeling nauseous, let's see what happens, shall we, children?
Would you like me to sanctify the ground? Would that make
Nope.
you feel better?
That's a bit of a dry heave. And Darius gets a middle finger at that comment. It's just like, oh. And like, you can tell it's not a put-on dry heave. It's a legitimate, like, this thing is making me sick.
It's like picking up the really smelly excrement.
Would you like
that-
some ginger?
Please,
I can light some sage.
fuck off.
And Cam's gonna hold out a sprig of ginger.
But taken.
So you do
Stop.
that?
Wait, does it help at all?
Yes, it does a little
Okay.
bit. It's temporary, but
At least the nausea's going
it's
away.
nausea's going away, and you still feel
Yeah.
super uncomfortable being near the
Fuck
thing.
that
It's
fucking
like
rock. Can we just go? Can we leave, please?
well, we need to find
I
out what's
didn't know you
happened
had
here.
one of these fucking things here.
the whole
Well,
city.
Why wouldn't
It's
we?
under the whole city. They mine that here, dude.
Dude, that's the biggest concentration left.
Yes.
Fuck that
So,
thing.
so, so the closer you stay to this in
Motherfuck.
particular, the
The
worse
next
you're
like
gonna feel.
2 minutes are just continuous swearing out of Scamos as I'm working through the ginger and trying to get the nausea under control.
So, Rear, you start driving the tank down the street. Is that what's happening here? Who's riding with the tank?
Arrear's just gone.
Yeah, he's just like
Sure,
by
by
himself
himself.
and like floats walking next to this thing faster than the tank is going.
Fuck, son of a.
And he's like, Master, this thing is really inefficient.
I know, but it's awesome.
It's really inefficient, and you just
Technically
hear it.
speaking, everything is really inefficient compared to Plode's fucking walking speed.
He's just walking,
True.
and he's like, Master, just make...
Operation Battering Ram is like, oh, I say again, Operation Battering
Master,
Ram.
why
goes
don't you
again.
just make more,
Make more go.
more, more plodes? Yeah, it would be easier. Like, Plode is being very smart right now for some reason.
Plode has gained sentience.
Yes, he is.
Apparently,
Yeah.
you need to fucking tape some obsidian to his head because
Plode,
Just
you
have
know
him
I can
headbutt
only
demons.
control one of you at a time. Don't you remember the experiments we
Oh.
had with multiple constructs at once?
But you can teach people this. Can you not? Maybe, oh, I don't know, make an academy to teach people to make...
Wait.
Well,
Did
yes, but
The
Plode,
construct just sass you.
Yes, it
The
did.
construct just sassed him. Plode has more intelligence than Arrear. That is terrifying.
I mean, I could spread the joy of explosions to everyone.
You see?
Not what I mean,
Arrear.
Master.
Rear, do constructs normally sass people?
No, they don't.
I don't know. I don't think so. Hey, Plode, run the self-diagnostic check.
Checking. Systems nominal, master.
Well, he seems to be good.
Obria used
Right.
a couple wrong runes in creating Plode, and in turn it gave him sentience.
It's a rear. I've already seen him try and make ATGMs and blow a hole in the side of the ship while doing so.
He's just like sidestepping while you're like driving this tank at full speed, and he's just like not even really. It's not even really affecting him.
All right, Plode, here's a question for you.
All
What,
right.
Fuck. What was it? I already forgot it.
I just
It's
imagine
gone.
that he's got fucking sticks in the driver's seat so he can reach the pedals while he's got his head out the hatch talking to Plode.
He had to grab like a couple mops and a broom just to like jerry rig one before he brought the tank out, and he's like got him tied to like to his legs.
Hang
I
on.
can see he's doing that. All right, Minnie.
Gotta look this up.
You guys start heading through the town. Where do you guys want to head first, Cam? Since you're kind of leading, since this is your home, where would you guys like to go?
Going to head to the castle.
Okay.
We're going to head to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
With the tank following along.
It's puttering. Like, you guys are like walking at a pretty slow pace, and this tank is still not. It's not really effective. Like, the engine is.
Look, man, the reason we got it is for
probably
the armament,
underpowered.
not
Yeah,
for the
it's-
speed.
It's underpowered, and you guys that are used to being fast and nimble, it's like this is kind of a chore. Like, you guys are sitting here and you're like, "Oh my god, this is so slow. Why is it so slow?"
I mean, we could ride Russian on it, so we don't have
Yeah.
to, you know,
Yeah.
waste our energy.
If I'm gonna put it in neutral and have Plode push. Does that make it go
Why don't
faster?
you just like you see Plode's like, I have an idea, and he grabs like some chain off of the back and like straps it around him and gets out front of it, and he's like, just put it to 100%, and he's like pulling this thing faster, like
Good idea,
strongman style. So, yeah,
We
Be
have an armored cart, ladies
careful.
and gentlemen.
an armored cart.
Please
is
don't
motorized.
destroy the roads.
It is destroying the roads. Like, you're looking at the stone, and it's like the tracks are just crunch.
I'm gonna put it in neutral so it
Crunch.
just matches the speed of whatever Plode
Crunch.
pulls it at.
Crunch, and it's more. And now, as he puts it neutral, you see like Plode's feet are crunching the stone, and you're like, And you look down. There is some obsidian in the road, Scamos, as you're walking. And you step on what? I don't. Do you wear shoes? The Scamos
Of
wear
course
shoes.
I wear shoes.
Okay. Okay.
He
Are
had
you
to
a
spike
hillbilly?
obsidian, go through his foot. Ah!
Poof, he's gone.
And while we do this, I'm gonna be basically giving Plode questions from what is it, the Alan Turing test? For
You're gonna give him a Turing test.
to test his sentience.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but yeah, and we'll see how well, if I have to roll or if Waller rolls, or how well Plode actually does.
Okay.
I don't know how you want to do that.
Oh, this is hilarious. He's giving a fucking construct the Turing test.
I'm trying to see if there's any questions. Let's see.
I wasn't gonna do the whole specifics of them or
Is
go through it.
pick one of the fun questions and ask it, and we'll have
All
a
right.
little.
Let's see here.
Turing test go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he figures that out.
This is what we got to do to fucking SK, we gotta give him the Turing test. Fucking Star Wars.
Anyway, as he's doing that, you guys walk on and head towards the castle, and on your way there, it's still dead. There's no guards even. You just see like blowing across the road.
What, tumbleweed?
Not really tumbleweed. It's not that kind of not really that kind of environment, but it's more like dead leaves from some of the trees. And like a couple of the rickety signs that are they're all in Draconic, by the way. You guys walk around, there's none of this in common. Like all of the signs are in Draconic. And yeah, you're just looking around and it is like this whole place is abandoned. So you're not sure if it was the orcs or what, but something is not right here. I'll just give you all that.
If the entire upper level like this is abandoned, wouldn't they have fallen back into their like massive archives?
You asked-
Archives, the castle,
Mm-hmm.
both are more defensible than the streets.
Right, I feel like the archives would be a lot more defensible than the castle. It's literally a one-way in system.
Castle
Right.
is meant to be defensible. That's how it's built. The archives are built to store things. The archives being defensible is a side effect.
Yeah, but it's a massive choke point where numbers count for shit. Whereas numbers can put a castle to siege.
And put the archives to siege too.
Speaking of,
A siege
Well-
isn't engaging.
but while we're
Mhm.
sort of rolling around, do I like hear anything like the sounds of like I don't know shouting?
Perception check.
War
Anybody
drums
else
or
can roll
anything?
this if you want to.
Like
Yeah, I can't-
sounds of siege in a way.
Kim was just trying to hear any signs of life, honestly.
At 11.
I
16?
got a 25.
15.
Kazar, Scamos, you guys want to roll?
We're just gonna go with mine was shit.
We're just gonna go with mine with shit. I like that. I mean, you do have disadvantage, so.
Look, if you really want me to roll the second roll for disadvantage, Waller, I will. But I can guarantee you there is
I'm
only
joking.
one number that it can be lower.
You got a 2.
I was
Alright.
joking. I was joking about the disadvantage.
Oh no, I would assume that I have disadvantage if I'm something that bad and being constantly affected by this.
Yeah.
Well, you're pulling away from it, so it's
22.
Probably,
Okay.
It's in the road. The fuck are you talking about? Oh
but no,
wow.
it's more
All
like.
right, I'm gonna fucking walk out of here. I rolled the disadvantage. It's a natural 1.
Really?
You want to see the picture of the dice on my table right now? Here,
go for
I'm
it.
sending you a picture of the dice on my table, Waller.
Okay.
I rolled 220. I rolled 2 d20s. One, the blue one was the second one I rolled. That was for the disadvantage for this. I rolled a 2 and a fucking 1.
Well, you're getting him out of the way now.
And also
There you go,
find new
Waller.
dice.
There you fucking go.
There's my disadvantage. You pricks.
Wow. Wow. All's worthwhile.
Good job,
God
buddy.
fucking damn it.
That's funny as shit.
Are
Anyway.
we riding Rush on the tank, Waller?
I mean, if you want to.
I mean, I'll be right. Is the hatch open still?
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
got his
cool.
head out of
When
the
that
hatch.
happens, I'll just be overcome by another bout of nausea and puke into the tank.
Oh.
Or you just get vomit
Calloused
from
and vomit.
Scamos just all over your hair, and it's like dripping down your face. What did you
Ginger.
have for breakfast? It's the ginger and whatever you had for breakfast. So, what would Scamos have for breakfast on this day?
Scrambled eggs mixed with hot
Oh,
sauce.
Oh.
And some.
Now
There's some
Polonians
ground
worship
sausage, I
stocks hot sauce.
Question: is Scamos a spicy eater?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, he's a
rear,
spicy eater.
Rear.
Mm-hmm.
I need another. I need a Constitution saving throw again.
All
from
right.
you.
Okay, that's gonna be
Meanwhile, there you go, Zach. I took the fail from you and embraced it in my own. Let you
17.
roll a 20.
So actually, oh, that's unfortunate. Oh,
Oh,
super
God, not again.
unfortunate. You are temporarily blinded from the hot sauce, just
Oh,
vomit, and it's
like
burning.
pepper spray in the eyes.
And you're sitting there, and you guys watch as like he hard lefts the tank, and you just like
Ah!
he about runs like two of you over, and Scabos, you about get flung off the top of it, and you're like, whoa!
Like, fuck.
Ow, my eyes.
Ginger.
Thank you
It's in
for
my eye.
sharing.
You're just gonna literally hear like two groans for Ginger towards Cam.
Does Scabos pass out? Like, does he?
No,
like,
he's
puke
just
and
really not liking this nausea.
And Plode's like, Master, you're going the wrong way as you're driving left, and he's trying to go forward.
Oh, the traveler would
Float.
be so proud if I wasn't busy puking my guts up right now.
Flo, did you keep the water?
It's right here, and he like throws it like in your face from like 10 feet away, and it like
I poke.
barely makes it.
I stick my head out of the hatch and basically
Oh, yeah.
take the water in the face. Does it clean it off, or at least make the burning stop?
I mean, no.
That's not how burning in the eyes works, mate.
No.
You need like milk.
Well, no,
well,
flush the
it'll
eyes
help.
out.
It'll help.
It'll
It
flush
still
the extra
burns.
stuff out.
It'll
burns.
yeah. Milk knocks it down. Water flushes it
For
clear.
some reason, the gastric juices of Scamos has turned this into some sort of capsaicin kind of combination, and it is still burning.
Hang on. I want this on canon right now. If I eat hot sauce and I puke, it's pepper spray.
Yeah, basically. Literally, like it's a watered down space marine freaking thing, because the space marines do that with acid breath too, and it's like
No, they spit acid. They
That's
literally
right.
spit acid in somebody's face, but it burns the gland out when they do
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and it sort of melts them as well. 'Cause it's that
But yeah.
potent.
You can you do that. You can basically turn it into like a capsaicin. It just temporarily
Rear's, it doesn't.
blinds people.
The water doesn't help, and Rear's still like
It's
You know,
still
leaning
burning.
out of
It
his
is
hatch.
Still burning.
holding his eyes. He just goes, "Cam, Scamos puked on me. Help!"
Or Cam is probably just watching this going.
Like, I want
"Why
to find out what's
me?"
going on with my home, and these people are being dumb. It's,
What do you mean
what's
I'm
going
being
on.
dumb? His home is cursed.
For you, it's cursed.
It's built into the fucking roads. Who builds it into the fucking roads?
The dragon
Ah.
people?
Who
Really
pukes
don't
in a
like
hatch?
Demons. Thought that'd be obvious given how we arrived.
Just can I have some more ginger, please?
No.
Weird thinking it was the ginger.
Yeah, I don't have an infinite supply of that, but here.
I can't see.
I'll break part of it in half and I'll chew on a divot waller to knock the nausea back.
Okay.
Would you like some Gollum juice while you're at it?
I'm about to cast sleep on myself, just.
And Rear is sitting there, and he's still driving this tank. Like, Plode's fighting him, and he's still trying to go left. Like, we're not
Plode-
going the right way, Plode.
Plode, give me directions. How far? Which way?
Straight forward.
Forward. And Plode, it's in
Rear-
neutral.
Calm down. I assure you, this is not nearly as bad as it could be.
I still can't see. What do you mean?
Have you ever had to cut open a necrotized gut wound from a spear?
All right.
Well, that sounds absolutely horrible. That's Rear's reaction to that.
It does. All right. So what you're saying is that this will go away, right?
Yes, it will go away.
Okay.
I recommend flushing it with water when you have the chance.
Well, we tried that.
Nope, it's not enough water, by the way. It was like one small wooden bucket of water. It was not enough. So,
I mean, that's about enough for your eyes.
eh.
Do you have a? Is there any like pumps here that operate?
Is that a saltwater lake? Do I know?
It's a freshwater lake, actually.
Oh god, it would have been worse if it was salt water.
I mean, it'd sting a little bit, but this far
Stinging
inland,
eyes, round 2,
wouldn't.
electric boogaloo.
This far inland, it wouldn't be nearly as salty as the ocean.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're like from actual salt water is a couple miles. Like, it's not the island is like there's another port for actual sea ships too. That's a little like further to the south there if you look on the map.
Easy to land airships.
Gazik.
Mm-hmm.
Gazik.
Yeah.
Wait, I know you have prestidigitation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gazik, can you prestidigitation this? I'd ask Scamos, but he puked. He's the one that puked on me.
I forget. Can pest
It can't heal the damage, but it can clean them up. So
You're gonna still have a little bit of like you don't have the puke on your face at least.
yeah, you won't have the puke, but it's.
I'll
I mean,
clean
the
up
water
the-
probably got most of that, to be honest, when it hit him. But whatever's left, the Prez probably could get it. And then you're still going to have a burning sensation, but your vision will be probably extremely blurry. Rear.
So yeah, I'll clean his face with vegetation.
Question, Star, where are you? Are you riding on the tank as well, or?
No, I believe I'm with
Cam.
Cam. Yeah.
So you're walking along with me and Cam.
Next to the tank.
So you may want to open up the hatch so I can assist you there.
Hatch is open. That was what led to this
Yeah,
problem in the first place.
He poked his head out, and you hit him, and you're still having a hard time like focusing. You have like extremely blurry vision, and you just see Plode, and you're focusing on the big solid looking construct pulling the tank, and that's where you're focusing. It's like I'm gonna keep driving forward in that direction.
I'm just gonna put it in neutral. Each independent track, just pull it whichever way we're going. I can't see.
I assume the stench is probably like coming out of the
Can't
tank
you
and whatnot.
see through Plode?
Yes. Would that be blurry too?
No.
No, because that's
Not,
using his eyes, not yours.
Yeah.
I'll go
not
ahead and do
yours.
that then.
Okay.
So if you were to be blinded,
Yes.
you could
Be a
see
bit
through
awkward,
Plode.
but
Yeah. But yeah, so you're able to pull on through. You guys get closer. You look around, you do not hear don't hear anything, which that is also kind of a problem.
That is also an alarm for concern.
Yes.
I'm-
There is a very unnerving calm and quietness to the area that you guys are walking towards near the castle.
I have a bad feeling about this.
we'll stab you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that engine probably doesn't have a muffler or anything, given how early it is.
The
I mean,
engines.
the only thing you do here is the muffler. That's it. But you outside of that, trying to focus that out, it's very calm outside of that.
The engine's just idling because the thing's in neutral. I mean,
Yeah.
So it'd still be.
it's on because it's needed to power the turret and everything. I
Mhm.
assume it's electric or well, whatever power.
No, it's hand crank. The turrets are hand crank.
Then
so-
I would have shut the engine off if it's in neutral.
If it's good. Oh, never mind.
Float's pulling it. So if the engine doesn't power any other systems, then yeah, it's turned. I would have turned the
Yeah,
engine off.
it's a hand cranked. It's a hand cranked turret. It's a prototype. You guys have not built the proper systems. Operate
What
that
else?
yet.
I mean, I assume
I
there's
mean-
some basic understanding of hydraulics.
How long
But-
did it take for them to get hydraulic turret operation?
It was like,
I think electric came first, to be honest.
was it electric? Okay. I know they didn't have it on the Mark IVs because the Mark IVs were all freaking hand cranked. So
I mean, they're pretty much swivel mounts be honest, but
But the turret on top is hand cranked right now, so you will have to sit there. It does have hydraulics in it, but it's not electrically powered hydraulics. It's also a prototype that you guys want, kind of rushed on them earlier, to be honest. So some of the stuff was probably omitted. So
Yeah, then the engine's off. It's
yeah,
not making
the
any
turret
noise.
drive being one of them. But yeah, so you guys get
Oh, shit.
closer. Up.
We'll do a little just put in the TS there.
Anyway, you guys get to the castle, and the gates are down, and there's nobody in the courtyard.
it,
So the main gate, so there's a wall, and then the actual the castle kind of grounds and stuff where they would do formations and stuff for the guards. The main gate is down, and you guys look in through the gate, and
So the portcullis is down, but the gate
yes.
isn't.
No, the gate's down. Like it's like they closed it. It's closed.
oh,
Yeah.
when you say down, I
Um,
think like broken or like fallen down.
Gate. Gate down.
Gate is down, but nobody's there.
Would I have had time to put that speaker system in the tank? The loudspeaker.
I mean, you could borrow Scamos's and plug it in.
No, never mind. I didn't know if
Let's get a whole bunch of engine noise.
Yeah.
I believe this is on UCam. Darius pat you on the back.
I mean, this castle's quite tall, by the way. It's it's probably, from where you guys are at, it's probably a good 30 stories. Where mainly the military that is stationed, it's where a lot of them are. There is some off-site military barracks and stuff too, but this is where the main standing army of Ashir. Very small, but they're very.
Presumably, this is also the center of government, right?
Yes, they protect the whoever is in power out of the elected consortiums, basically.
All right. There's no Sally door or anything.
Not that you can see right off. You don't remember, because you weren't really assigned here when you were in the military. Got shipped out pretty quick. So you know there is Sally doors, but you're not sure where, how to open them from the. Because usually it was a lot of their business just kind of went through the main gate. There is a mechanism on the top of the gate itself that you could probably get to that, and you would be able to activate it. You just have to fly up and get up there.
Yes, and this isn't exactly a place that would neglect Floyd. Cam's gonna pick up a stone, or if there's none to hand, up one of the remnants of a cobblestone and toss it up there.
You just watch him toss the stone as you guys are all standing in front of the gate, and you just hear it patter across the stone wall on top where you throw. Nothing happens, depending on how long you. You wait a few seconds.
Hail the gate.
No response.
Just
No response.
Well, hopefully this wasn't done poorly. And actually, before I do this, would I know of either specific to this castle or as a general practice, a magical defense against people flying over the wall?
You know that they have them, but what they would do, they'd have to be activated, and there would be a physical, like, you would be able to see it if it's activated, and you're not seeing that right now. That is also, we're looking at the situation.
So there is obviously not one currently here.
There is not one currently, and if they were attacked, there would have been. That's like standard. That is standard procedure for them. Activate those as soon as any
Activate
large
their
fort,
defense.
yeah, anything with large fortification gets attacked, because people that don't know, Ashir does have dragons. They do exist. They're very rare, but they have defenses against them. And the dragons, if they're wild dragons, aren't always too, let's say, nice to even. So, you know that they do exist, but these were not activated. That is a standard procedure anytime the city or the castle would become.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna fly up and land on the wall, see if anybody's up there before I do anything.
So you fly up and you look around on the wall, and you start kind of peer into the areas not right next to the gate, and you do see that there is debris, in kind of in the areas inside the wall. Like, there is signs that there was a battle here, but there's no bodies or smoke, fire, or anything. Something has happened, and you look around, and this whole castle just looks like it's been by something. And but you do see like there's remnants of like broken tables. Tables are empty. You see like a couple probably broken spears, shields kind of mixed around. But there's no bodies, there's no fires, there's
No breaches in the
catastrophics.
wall.
No breaches in the wall.
Well, Cam's, I guess, going to open the gate.
Okay, so you open the gate. You guys watch as the gate starts opening. Once it kind of gets up.
10 strength.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty easy. It's kind of start it, and then it kind of does it on its own.
Not how gates work for a castle. They'll shut on their own. They don't go up on their own.
You're able to open it, Cam. And you guys walk in. Who's walking in first? Are you guys letting Plo take the tank in first? Or...
I suspect it would probably be prominent to have a melee fighter walk in first.
So Darius first, and then Plo probably with the tank, and follows.
Probably.
You guys walk in and you start seeing similar sights that Cam saw. You know, broken shields. Like there's been signs of combat here. But you're looking at it, and Cam, you start taking a closer look. It's like this has been like years. It doesn't seem recent. Like something has either aged this on purpose, or the city has been abandoned for a long time. Which, you know, when was the last time you were in a sheriff? I'm trying to remember. Was it like?
I don't have any specific dates down, but it would have just been an occasional leave of absence to go home for, like, literally on leave.
When would have been the last time you would have probably done that before Amir?
sec. Oh, there's a timeline. Bit of. How far or how long is the trip? From Amir to...
Conventional means from Amir to there was probably a month by sea. Airship, it'll be a couple weeks. So and you know, it just depends because airships are a lot more expensive. Because but if you were able to get it, the military, they mainly sent you on but
It sent me on
like a sailing ship from Amir up there, so you kind of sail around and stuff.
so it's a month each way.
Yeah.
Crossing the fucking Atlantic.
Basically.
Probably
yeah.
like 3 or 4 years.
It's I mean you look at it from your studies, like this could have been a couple years, isn't recent. And the thing was, you were still receiving mail and stuff and home.
Probably replacements and all that jazz.
Like there was still, and nobody mentioned anything about Ashir being like, this is new, this is odd.
All right. Guess let's check out the castle proper then.
Okay. You guys want to head in then? You guys get to the main doors of the castle. They're not like right in front of the gate. They're kind of off to the side, so you wouldn't been able to see them.
I will say that I've drawn.
Okay, your sword at this point.
Yeah.
The doors have been breached. This is the one time where you start seeing some battle damage. The doors were breached by looks like a ram of some sort. You kind of see it laid off to the side in
Battering
pieces.
or the
Yeah,
angry goat variety?
it's a battering ram, I should say.
Well, again, the
Yes.
actual siege implement type, or
It's the siege implement. It's a battering ram. Yes.
because
Like,
either way, it's both a
that's
battering
not me.
ram.
That's not me making a pun. That's some demons have a tendency to have ram horns.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why when he said battering ram, I'm still. That's why I was still questioning it.
Yeah. Because you do see the ram, like it wasn't one that had like the whole like arrow coverage or anything. It was literally the one that they would carry.
Oh, so it's the tube. It's just literally
This
like
is the tube with the
big log.
actual head. Yeah, it's the log with like the either a point or a head on it. Yeah.
Would I have ever been here? Actually, where would officer commissioning ceremonies be held? Would they be at the castle here?
No, they actually did those at the Night Rock. It was kind of it was one of the things that the military did because they're kind of proud of that, and they take you down there and do it. But you would probably have been here, probably to receive your orders, like, and that might have been the only time you actually were in the castle proper, because this is kind of where they have like the Ashiran equivalent to like horse guards would be. So they actually have the military command guys are all stationed here too. So you got your orders to basically go out with the expeditionary force on this ship, and you had to report here after you graduated. So basically,
So I would definitely know how to get to the main hall then.
yes, you would.
Iho Silver then.
Iho Silver. You guys walk through, and the first as you guys enter the main doorway, once you come across inside the building or inside the castle, you notice this is where you start seeing the bodies. And these aren't fresh. These are fully skeletonized at this point.
Somebody get me the intro to the Mines of Moria scene, please.
Yes.
Does this feel familiar to anyone else?
You mean like the fort back in Amir?
No. Like the catacombs in Aurelion.
Ah, yes, the catacombs in Aurelion.
The first time.
But it didn't look like they'd been aged, it just looked like they'd been completely drained of everything.
Like you just see, you see Dragonborn skeletons, some Dracovians. Like you see them, like they still have their armor on, but they're fully skeletonized.
Whereas
As
in
I
the
recall,
in the
when we
catacombs
found
they were like withered, weren't they?
Yes, they were. They still had like some of their stuff, like some of their skin was still in
Yeah,
place.
they
These don't have
Okay.
that. These look
Yeah.
like they've something.
they've rotted away.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were here, Cam?
2 years ago, but I've gotten plenty of correspondence from here and even replacements.
Yeah, well, this looks like it was 2 years or more. This is the
With scavengers, I would say yes, but I don't exactly see how. Well, I suppose rats could get in.
I think this is
as
more
you
of
mentioned
someone
that,
we've
you see
met.
like a pile of rats somewhere. Just
A
kind of
pile
all
of rats.
a pile of rats. Like there's like 30 of them, and they're kind of
Are they skin and bones?
pretty much. Yes.
Because they've not had anything to eat.
Yes.
I think we know who may have done this.
Yes, a rear.
What?
I know he's making a joke. Like, was that a joke you made actually in character?
No.
Oh.
I think I just broke Waller's brain.
Oh my God. We'll
Everyone
have
was
to
about to
look
start.
at that after.
I'm pretty sure I broke Waller's brain.
Anyway.
Sorry, guys.
You can link it in here if you want.
Yeah, since I've shown the two people I wanted to surprise first with it, here it is for the rest of you fools.
Oh.
It's out finally. Like years and years of it.
Oh.
It's probably
So-
come out.
So
Would
it's
that rack
a
work for those missiles?
Yes,
Anyway.
it actually does not clip.
Anyway,
No, I mean like real life.
Maybe.
I would think the engine exhaust would fuck the seeker head on the rear one.
anyway, we'll get to that when we finish here. But yeah, no, you're walking around, Cantor, and Cam, you're seeing like there's in probably near the door alone, there's probably at least 100 here.
Presumably in castle livery.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like
And-
these are guard castle.
While we're looking over them, their armor, does it appear to have battle damage on it?
Oh
like
yeah,
slash marks?
it's
Yeah.
there's some of them that have sword, like there's sword just slashes. Like one of them, you flip it over to areas, and literally the entire breastplate just comes in half. And you look at it, and it's orc blades. Like you can tell, like a heavy orc axe or a sword probably chop that thing in half.
Very crude weapons.
Yeah,
Did it?
but it was very destructive. There's a lot of power behind some of these.
Doubts they got this far into the castle and caused this many casualties without taking any of their own.
While looking around the room, are there clearly discarded orc weapons?
No, actually, no.
Are the bodies still armed?
Yes, they have their sword. Yes, they do. They still have their weapons, so shields with their own. Yes.
What kind of weapons?
For the swords, spears, maces, things that just general melee. Like what you're looking around here, Cam. These guys didn't pull the range stuff out when they fought these guys. This was close and personal, trying to hold the line from, trying to maintain. They were trying to maintain the door.
Is there?
But all of these are like regular, mundane steel.
Yeah. I mean, there's some of them that look like they would have been really, really nice in their time, but you start looking at them too, and they're aged. Yes. You look at these, and it's like, this is something that you're getting the feeling like this is something I would find in like an archaeological dig. Just some of the conditions that these weapons are in. Not really from a recent battle.
I think our old friend, the Time Wizard, has a deep hand in what's happened here. I wonder if Scamos is just like, the Time what?
In
Scamos?
character.
Allsworth?
Yeah.
Are you busy not puking right now?
I mean, if I've gotten far enough away from stuff where I'm
Yes,
not
you
gonna
are.
be puking.
You're probably in the building by this point. By the way, you guys had to leave the tank outside. It couldn't
obviously.
come in. Yeah. I would just letting you know.
I figured.
Yeah.
By the way, Rear did pull the, he unscrewed the ignition thing.
Okay.
Basically, he took the keys.
Okay.
He took the keys.
You look around, there's no signs of, like, works or anything, and it's all Dragonkin, Dragonborn, Kovian. It's just your people. You don't see signs of works anywhere. Like, no casualties or bones or anything.
Alright. Does Scamos know about the Time Wizard? Did we tell him about him?
He
Oh,
muted
nice.
his headset. Oh, anyway.
I think he's just listening out because there's sounds outside.
I guess I think I've figured out all I'm gonna find from this little scene. Okay. These are the doors to the main hall.
Yeah, this was like the main entrance into the castle. Like, they broke in this way, and you could go off and find, like, the main hall's kind of off that way, but you look and there's just bodies strewed, like skeletons strewed that way as well. So it's like it'd be more of the same is the feeling you're getting.
Well, a good idea would be to identify if the king's body is here or the ruler's body. Always a good idea.
If they had to, I'm sure they had a prominent circle in the castle somewhere that they could have escaped to, but
it's still a good idea to confirm, just in case. Whether they got out through teleportation or another means and went somewhere else, you know what I mean.
Everybody, please roll my perception check.
Natural 20.
Okay. You guys all hear, like, a drop of, like, items. It sounds like it's that very much, like, random. It's too quiet, and then you hear a plop, and then somebody moving, and it's coming from, like, the opposite direction where you guys are all looking. And there's a Dragonborn. Just you barely catch it, Darius. Like, you see it looks very similar build to Cam, but he doesn't have wings, and he, like, runs from behind something to behind something else, and you just barely catch it with your eye as you turn.
Literally, Darius is gonna shout, "There!" and start to take off
after him, and you get to this guy. You everybody above 20, you guys heard the noise, but Darius caught the guy moving, or caught him moving.
So you see Darius just take off in that direction, and Cam, you guys are drawn to it by the sound.
But while Darius is taking
What?
off after the guy, he's shouting, "Wait, don't run! We just want to talk!" Yeah, he's
Is
doing
one
the
of
whole...
them still here?
Like, are you shouting that after Darius as he's like
Yes.
I saw someone move!
What do you mean, someone?
They look like one of your people! As he's like getting further
Away,
away.
and he's like
Like
chasing him
Cam
down.
is following, but
No,
yeah.
you're full. It kind of looked like your build without wings.
Microphone muted.
in Draconic, Cam's gonna call forward. Wait, we just want to talk.
And you hear a response in Draconic, another survived? And he stops and you start singing comes back and he's a black dragonborn. He's got black skin dragonborn. And you notice that he's got on his left side of his face is just like sword marks. Like this dude has seen some
Eating battle.
Yeah, and he comes out and like his left eye is completely bloodshot, so he only has one eye. It's still there, but you just see like there is a sword that went through his eye at one point, and this guy or this dragonborn,
Went through
looks
his eye
at
or
you.
across it?
It went across his eye, causing it to bleed out. Like, so the eye's still there,
Okay.
it's just all blood, it's all clouded, so he actually can't see out of it. But it's still there.
It was like clotted.
Mm-hmm.
Because through his eye, I'm gonna start checking for necromancy.
No, it went across his eye. I apologize for that. And he looks at you and... Cam, is that you?
I'm assuming I don't recognize him.
Roll a history check for me, see if you do.
What is my history modifier? 15 on the die. So 18.
His name is Darash. You look at him and it's... his name is Tiamatis, by the way, so that is one of the things...
His parents hated him then.
Yes,
Okay.
they did.
Darash
He was actually
so he's
in...
Tiamatis Darash.
Yeah, Darash Tiamatis is his name, actually, because that is his name. He was in your officer's class. You guys weren't really friends, but you know of him. And you guys were in the same class. And he looks a lot older. Like, you can tell, you have a very good... He looks probably 600 years old at this point. And he's about the same age you were when you were in the academy.
Darash. Tiamatis.
I'll copy it for you guys here. This is his name, Darash. That's his name. Tiamatis, I guess. Tiamatis or Tiamatis? Tiamatis. I'd say just Tiamatis. Just extra A in there.
Oh. That's like naming your kids Satanists.
I know. Just usually goes by Darash. He doesn't use the last name very often, so...
So that was the name of his family.
Yeah, basically, that was his family's name, so...
So his family was hated.
Yes.
Were they Tiamat followers?
Yes. He wasn't, but his family was. Let's put it that way. So
he renounced
yes.
Tiamat then.
But he still has to carry the family name. So
he's still got a bit of hate for his family,
even
though he wasn't.
And he is wearing guard armor. Like he got assigned to basically be the palace, the castle guard. And he has a rank. You look at it, and it would be a lieutenant rank at this point. He's still a junior officer.
Well, he's never getting promoted.
He's
so-
not getting promoted, so and I mean, Cam, you got promoted. He didn't. So, you look, yeah, he looks like he's seen these, and he's like, Cam, it's never thought I'd see somebody at least I knew ever again. It's been years since I've seen
It-
anyone.
Has been years, but not that many years.
What's? And he looks and he's like, what?
How long have you been here?
6 centuries? I lost count at about 5. I think.
And how have you been surviving?
Well, food mainly, and like he looks very,
Malnourished.
yeah, he's very malnourished. Like
Probably been eating the rats.
probably
Alright,
eating the
that's-
rats. Yeah.
When he says that, Waller, I'm gonna look at the bones of any of the other dead people around
Do
here.
you know
They
Draconic?
Oh, you're speaking to Draconic
He's
still.
just speaking
Mhm.
straight at Connie. Yeah.
Okay, I was still
Because that's the only language I know that they might trust.
gotcha.
Also, chances are decent that might be the only language he speaks. Um, Forgive me for a moment, but let me see your hand.
Okay. You
Cam's gonna-
kind of take his hand and he offers it to you.
And with Cam's other hand, he's gonna press a piece of dragon glass against the back of his hand.
Nothing happens. He's like, "Ow!"
Bricks him. Were you doing it
I-
flat or
Okay.
like the
Guess
sharp bit?
that's. And he
Flat,
looks
so-
at you. He's like, "So you know."
You're gonna have to be far more specific.
You know that we were attacked. Then I'm glad we never
Well,
thought
judging
word
by
got
the
out.
lack of residents,
We never thought
yes.
word got out of the. Word got out if here when no help came.
But didn't-
Like he looks like it. The help's here, but it's too late. Kind of look on his face, like, well, it's about damn time, but okay. And he's like,
Been
I
so
realize
long.
we take a bit of a longer view, but a random trader would have shown up by now.
that's what we thought, but something happens. A spell, I guess. It was all beyond me. It's stuff that I haven't been able to deal with. Understand. I'm not a magic user. You know this.
Have you been translating for the group as to what he's saying, like the
Nope.
basic information? No.
You can tell Cam was initially kind of tense, but is now relaxed but confused. It's been only a few months on the outside.
And you see him just kind of like deadpan, just like, what do you mean a few months? It's been years. I've been the only one on this whole this entire city for 100 years at least. What do you mean it's only been a few months?
You see, I can't make a fucking.
You were gonna make a pun, weren't you?
Yes. No, this situation is not one where Cam would make one.
No.
It was more of a take the question literally joke, but
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's only been a few months.
The last time I've met someone, or the last time I met someone from or coming directly from the Isle, was 6 months ago. And at that time, there had been no inkling of an attack.
And he's just like, oh. So they did make it out, and he seemed kind of like brave a little bit. He's like, oh, I wonder if my brother's still alive. He might be.
Those that weren't on the Isle.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, what, 3 months since Ashir?
Here, and in 6
Amir went up?
months. Yeah, and then it was like 6 months from before that was the last time anybody heard from here, because that's when they sent the replacements, and any information was pretty, like, any massive amount of information was sent was about 6 months before Amir went up. So you guys hadn't heard from the islands, and that was pretty common because they didn't always like instantaneously update stuff. It's like as they needed it. A lot of the expeditionary forces was a lot of independent commands, so they kind of made their own processes and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, that fits about the timeline that okay, this makes sense that maybe we just didn't hear and this happened.
About 3 months ago for the rest of the world, Amir was overrun by a orcish and demonic army.
Well, that would fit the timeline for us, I guess. If thinking back, it's when we were attacked as well.
What do you mean that was when you were attacked?
City, island, everything.
Like
3 months ago?
No, in correlation.
In correlation to the whole, I've been alive for 6 centuries, but he's doing the math in his head because he was here when it was attacked. And
the correlation of like the expeditionary force going out and then Amir being attacked.
He's putting it together. He's putting it together as a timeline. So that would make sense. I mean, we were attacked pretty much about the same time period.
Then 600 years passed.
Mm-hmm.
I was there, Aragorn. There when it happened 3,000 years ago.
Right. All right, Elrond, we know you're old. Come on.
Oh, hey, Bloody.
Bloody is here.
Yeah, just listening before work.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but I only just noticed you were here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're currently sitting in the middle of a deserted city.
Yeah. With your cruiser. So.
In a lake.
It's okay. It could be worse. I could be there without a cruiser.
But yeah, so he sits there and he's like, well, then why did word not reach you then? Or he's kind of confused.
What word?
We were under attack. We sent ships. We sent we literally sent flyers out under their own power to get help, and we never heard from them again.
It's an impressive blockade if they manage that.
Darius is just gonna like turn to Cam and go, does this guy know common? Or because I have no idea what you're on about.
Do I know if he knows common?
You could ask him. I mean, they do try and teach you guys common in officer school. Not everybody takes to it well. The main is draconic, as usual.
Yeah.
The stronger English speakers are the ones that use English speakers. Common speakers, excuse me, are the ones that are usually set on the expeditionary forces, because the weaker English speakers usually don't do well. They have a pretty good track record of knowing what works and what doesn't. It's kind of like the Foreign Legion, where everybody has to learn French, but if you're not a strong French speaker, you're probably not going to go in a position of importance. Let's put it that way. You're going to do what you're told, or you're going to get out.
All right, let's put the people who are not strong French speakers in charge of directing artillery barrages.
Basically. But yeah, so
also,
you get.
He probably doesn't speak common, considering he's here, or at least not well.
Maybe he learned over time. Who knows?
From who?
Books.
Are you guys arguing about this? Like, I want to know if you two are arguing.
Like, we're just arguing in common in front of this guy.
Everybody, and he's like, what? What?
What actually happened?
Well, we were assaulted by orcs and demons. They came through.
Surprised the demons could stand to set foot in the city.
Well, when most of it was gone, I guess maybe they had they knew about it or something. They sent the orcs first, and this out. There's so many of them. They came up from the ocean and just hit one of the cities, and they just rolled up and started rolling the island up.
How did they even get here?
Airships, we think. Because
you think?
Yeah, I wasn't. Listen, Cam, I wasn't involved in the.
What do you mean we?
We think, yeah.
You just said you're alone here. Who is we?
I am alone.
Is this in common or is this?
No, this is still in Draconic. This is still in Draconic.
Yep.
You could probably think this guy's probably developed mods, since he's probably been by himself. At this point, he's multiple personalities are probably a thing. And you start noticing that inflictions. You start to crack.
I'm amazed he can still speak any language.
Well, he's probably been having conversations in his own head.
Yeah, but you'd figure he would distort and make his own language at that point. 600 years of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's only been alone maybe 150 to 100 years, maybe. But that's still, like, there was others, and he did, he said there was others, and if he doesn't, he's like, there was others. I wasn't alone full time, but they died, or other things happened, and he kind of shudders at that a little bit. But they came
other things.
You get the look. He doesn't say anything, but he gives you a look. He's like, you probably shouldn't press that question. Kind of gives you that.
I feel like I should.
So are you going to press it with him? Do you insist on that?
Right, look. How many people survived?
After the orcs, when we went underground, 500 from the entire island.
That's Very paltry number
It is.
from what I would have expected.
There was a couple massive battles outside the city before they breached. We tried to fight them on the beaches and go well. That's when the demons came. The orcs came first and the demons followed.
Still not sure how the demons followed when the roads themselves are still lined with dragon glass.
Smart, I guess. I don't know. Like I was just doing what I was told. We were doing what we were told. Corrects himself. People
Yep.
User disconnected from your channel.
And he's just kind of sitting there, and he doesn't really. He's trying to dodge that question. You know, dodge the what other things question. He doesn't really address it, and he's getting slightly more uncomfortable. Kind of sitting here talking about it like he hasn't been around people in a long time, and all of you can kind of read the nonverbal. Like this is not something he's cool with, and he's getting a little more agitated. Let's put it that way.
What in the castle has survived?
What do you mean, Cam? He looks at you. What do you mean?
I mean, the orcs obviously broke in. What is left that they haven't looted? And what
They
is-
didn't take anything. They were ordered not to. At least that's what they told us.
What do you mean what they told you?
They were ordered by some human that basically said that not to touch anything and just to leave it. And he went down in the archives and disappeared for months.
How do you know that?
We surrendered. We eventually ran out of manpower and willed the fight.
Attrition be a bitch.
Christian's a bitch for both sides, though.
Yeah, but the orcs probably had a lot more in numbers.
I'm still confused how they managed to get the fuck up there. Because here to here is not a short trip.
They didn't come from there,
Here
let's
to
put
here
it
is
that
the
way.
longest fucking way you can go.
And remember, Cam.
Stonehaven doesn't have a teleporter.
No, but
And Kingsford has to get through the blockade.
really. Anyway,
Yeah, Kingsford.
anyway, yeah, they came by sea, and that's what he tells you, is they came by sea and they assaulted near Avonmore, and then they pushed from there. So they hit basically all along here. Oh. Which would be pretty much like right here.
Oh, there's the mark.
Hmm.
I just didn't see the mark at first.
Mm-hmm. There. Yeah. And he goes into detail. They had a battle here. And like they had one up here. Right outside of Sheer. Like there was a lot of combat.
It's difficult to believe that one wizard tore an entire island out of time for 600 years.
You know, we can't explain it any other way, Cam. That's what happens. Who are the rest of these people? Are they here to help? Kind of looks at everybody else.
The world is facing the same problem. So yes, they're here to help.
Don't know about the. And you look, he's like, we don't know about the archives. He ordered the archivist and his staff to seal it and to do not let it fall. That was the night Ashir fell, and we haven't heard from them since. But we have seen him go in. We saw the wizard go in there, so we don't know if anybody's alive down there. We surrendered
for 600 years, and you never had the basic curiosity to walk over there and look.
No. There's stories. There was a few of us that were. We never heard from them again. Stories of something guarding it. Entirety of the archives. Kills anybody that tries to enter it that's not on the approved list, I guess is the best word to say. It's you can tell he's kind of he's starting to use language that like it fits but not really. He's starting to you can tell as you're talking to him, he's been alone for a while, and as Halls was saying, lucky he's probably speaking anything.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if the armory hasn't been touched, and there's some super strong monster guarding the archives, I suppose we should go take a peek in the armory and see what we can use.
Okay.
If you would be so kind as to show us the way.
Oh, I'm not going. And he looks, he's like...
To the armory?
No.
We don't even have to leave the castle.
I'm not going. The armory, no.
Why not?
And he's kind of looking at you, and he's like, just... No. You can go there yourself. I'm gonna go back to my home and you in peace. And you can kind of turn and just walk away.
Cam's gonna grab his arm.
Oh, okay.
And at least you're going to point the direction to it.
Oh, that's right. You don't know where it is, do you? And he points down the stairs. Like there's a set of stairs, like a main staircase that kind of goes up and down the whole castle. It's pretty much the strongest point in the castle. They put one of the weaker points in the strongest point, and they layered the shit out of it. So if it does take a hit, you're not gonna lose access for people. And it's down in the basement of the castle. He's like, go down until you reach the bottom, and it'll be there.
All right.
And
there's none others in the city.
the only people that might be alive is any survivors from the archive at this point.
Okay.
And I think with that, when you guys start heading down the stairs, I think we will call it, because we are kind of up at the 2-hour mark. So we'll keep it short for this week.